Hello students, welcome to my class. I am Anoop and I am Maths Educator on this platform. Now, first of all, let me tell you what's new with Unacademy. Right? What is new with Unacademy? So here, Unacademy ask a doubt. Now here you can ask your unlimited doubts. In Academy, you can ask unlimited doubts. You get high quality video solution in English and Hindi. You can obtain instant and accurate solutions of many questions. You can ask doubt at any time. You can receive exact matches for the questions. Get assistance with homework. Now, how to ask a doubt? So there are the few steps which you can follow. You can click on ask a doubt, then select. You can take a picture or choose from gallery. Then you can select picture of your question, crop to highlight one specific question, choose the subject that the question falls under, and then you will receive the solution. And here I have given my referral code AMSIRUP that you can use and get a discount of 10%. Now what today we are going to do, we will be discussing some few questions on MCQ. Okay, now let us see the first one that we have. Now here the question says you have to solve this equation and there are the four options given to you and you have to try to find the answer. So I'm giving you a few minutes. First you can try on your own and if anybody gets the answer, please do comment on it. Okay, so here, see the equation given to us is like this. Now if we open the bracket here, so if you open the bracket, you will be getting 2x square, right? Plus 5x is equal to 3. Now, as you can see, we are getting a quadratic equation here, right? We are getting a quadratic equation here. See, this is a quadratic equation that we are getting. So we will try to solve this equation. Now there are three methods of solving it. One is by factorization. The second method that we get is by square method, and one we have by cross multiplication method. So it's up to you by which method you want to solve it. As it's an MCQ question, so there is the choice is up to you, whichever method you want to choose for. So here we will be splitting the middle term and trying to get the answer. Okay. Now here you can see the product required is negative, right? So the product required is negative. Now if the product is negative, so we say the difference required. If product is negative, we say the difference required and that will be equal to 5. Okay, so that means we require two numbers whose product will be minus 6 and but their difference will be 5. So here we can say the two numbers whose difference will be 5 but product will be 6. So we can say 6 and 1. We need two numbers whose product is 6 but their difference is 5. So we can say 6 and 1. So what we will do, we will split the middle term, the 6 by 6 minus 1. like this. So if I open the bracket here, I am getting 6x minus x and then minus 3 is equal to 0. Now I will make the grouping from the first group. You can see I can take 2x common. So I'll be left with x plus 3. From the second group, as there is nothing common, so I can say I can take minus 1. So what I will get is x plus 3 is equal to 0. Now from here I can take x plus 3 common. So I will be getting 2x minus 1. So here I have got these two factors. Now I am going to apply the zero product rule. The zero product rule says one by one I have to equate these factors with 0. So on applying the zero product rule, I am getting value for x as minus 3, the first value. Now equating the second one, so 2x minus 1 is equated with 0. So I am getting x is equal to plus 1 by 2. So here value of x is minus 3 and value of x is plus half. So I can say this first option, this will be this one. Just see it once again, how have I solved it? Here this was the question asked to solve this quadratic equation. Now when we opened the bracket, we saw that it is a quadratic equation. And we know that a quadratic equation can be solved by three methods. So I have went for factor method. So by the factorization, I am going to solve this equation. So here, first I will take the product, and the product is minus 6. So if product is minus 6, so that means the difference should be equal to this middle number, difference, because product is negative. Now this difference shows me that I need two numbers whose product will be 6, but their difference should be 5. So I have got the two numbers 6 and 1. So I am going to split the middle term. This 5 will be split with 6 minus 1. Because it's a difference. So difference means you have to put the minus sign in between these two. I think you must be knowing how to factorize it by the factorization method. So we have applied the factorization method and we have got this result. Okay. Now moving on to the next question. Now the next question says find the value of k for which this equation has equal roots. So I will give you few minutes to solve it, and if somebody solves it, please do comment in the box. So first you can try it on your own, then I will explain you. I am giving you few minutes to try it on your own. The question says you have to find the value of k for which 2kx square minus 40x plus 25 is equal to 0 has equal roots. So if any one of you gets the answer, please do comment in the chat box so that I want to see if you can solve it on your own. So if anybody gets the answer, please do just try it if you can. Here you have to find the value of k for which has anybody got the answer? No. So if no, then I should explain it to you now. Okay, so what I will do over here, see, first of all, from this quadratic equation, we will try to get A, B and C. Now you must be knowing what are A, B and C. See, the coefficient of x square, this is called A. This I have got A. Next, coefficient of x, that is called B. So I have got B as minus 40. And this term, last term without x, this is called C. So you can say over here we have got A, B and C. So let us write what are A, B and C. So you can see in the equation A is, what A is? So A is 2k. Okay. Let's see what is B. So here you can say B is minus 40. And how much is C? C is 25. So we have got A, B and C from the equation. Hope this much is clear to you. Okay, now moving on. As the question says that this equation has equal roots. Now what does this mean, that the equation has equal roots? Now for equal roots you must remember, for equal roots the discriminant b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. Remember this, that the discriminant b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. So let's substitute the values over here. So b is minus 40. Okay. Next we have 4 into a. Now a, as you can see, is 2k. And what about c? C is 25, is equal to 0. Now this minus 40 square will give you 1600 minus 25 into 400, 100 into 2k. That will make it 200k is equal to 0. So 1600 is equal to 200k. So from here I am getting k as 1600 upon 200, and that will make it equal to 8. So value for k is equal to 8. So our option, this second one, this B will be the correct answer. So this is now clear to you. Now see, this was the equation given to us. This is the equation given to us. And the question says that this equation has equal roots. Now first of all, what we will do, I will find A, B and C from this equation. So remember this coefficient of x square, this is A, coefficient of x, this is your B, and this term without x, this is your C. So I've got A, B and C. Now as the question says that the roots are equal, so remember, for equal roots, the condition is b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. So I will substitute the values over here and solve this equation. That will give me value for k as 8. Hope this much is clear to you now. Okay, now moving on to the next equation question. If minus 5 is a root of the quadratic equation given, you have to find the value of p. If someone would like to try it and comment in the chat box, what should be the answer? If anyone from you would like to try this, Before I start explaining, if you want to try it and you can comment in the chat box, and I want to see if anybody can answer it. Okay, so now let me explain it to you. Now, according to this question, they say minus 5 is the root of this quadratic equation. Now, if minus 5 is the root of this equation, so remember that root will satisfy the equation. So, this equation must be satisfied with this value. So, what we can do, in place of x, we can substitute value of x as minus 5. So, we will substitute this value. So, see, equation is 2x square plus px minus 15 is equal to 0. Now, as minus 5 is given the root of this equation, so that means this minus 5 will satisfy this equation when substituted for x. So, let us substitute it for x. So, in place of x, I will substitute the value for x as minus 2. So, wherever you are getting x in this equation, you will substitute, right? So, let's see what will be the result. So, this will be 2 into 25. This will give you plus into minus minus 5p, and then minus 15 is equal to 0. Right? So, this will become 50 minus 15, and we will transfer 5p the other side. Okay, so this will give me 35 is equal to 5p. So here I can get p as 35 upon 5. That will make it 7. So that means my answer for this question is the C part, that is 7. Is this clear? So minus 5 was given as the root of the equation. So as minus 5 is the root of the equation, so you can say that minus 5 will satisfy this equation. So what we have done in this equation, we have substituted value for x as minus 5, and we have solved the equation. So we are getting p is equal to 7. So this is clear to you now. So moving to the next question. Okay, now this is a question which is based on the problems on quadratic equation. Here the question says, there are three consecutive integers such that the square of the first increased by the product of the other two gives 154, and they say find the integers. See here what they are saying. There are three consecutive integers. Three consecutive integers. So what we will consider, let the three consecutive integers be. Now if someone would like to try and answer it, is there anyone who would like to try and answer it? If you want, you can try it. I will just pause for some time so that you can answer if somebody knows how to answer it. If somebody knows the answer, so they can try it, and let's see who can give the answer. There are three consecutive integers. Okay, just think over three consecutive integers. So that means first you have to suppose three consecutive integers. Now remember, for consecutive integers, the difference is of one only. That means each consecutive integer exceeds the previous one by 1. What does it mean? I mean to say that if I consider three consecutive integers like this, let the three consecutive integers be, I am considering the first one as x. Now remember, each consecutive integer exceeds the preceding one by 1. That means if the first one I have taken as x, then the next, that is the succeeding one, will be 1 greater. So I will consider it as x plus 1. And the next to it, again it will be succeeding the previous one by 1. So it will be x plus 2. So in this way, I have considered three consecutive integers. See, x the first one, x plus 1 the second one, x plus 2 the third one. Okay, so first I have supposed these three consecutive integers. Now what the question says? Question says that square of the first. Okay, so this is my first one. So square of the first one. So I will take the square of the first one. Okay. So square of the first increased by, now I'm going to increase it. So let's add to it. Increased by product of the other two. Now product means a multiplication of the other two. Now the other two are these two. So I have to, first of all, you see, they say square of the first. So I have taken the square of the first one. Increased by, so I have put the plus sign because I am going to increase it. Now I have to increase it by the product of the other two. So that means I have to multiply the other two, these two. So I'm going to multiply these two. This is known as product. Multiplying means product of the other two. And this is, and the result is 154. So the result is 154. See, this will be the equation formation. Hope it's clear to you. First of all, we have considered three consecutive integers like this: x plus 1, x plus 2. Now the question says square of the first. I have taken the square of first. Increased, I have put plus sign. Product of the other two. So I am going to multiply these two. Product of the other two. And the result it gives is 154. Okay. Now let's open the bracket and see what type of equation I am going to get. Let's open this bracket. So this will give you x square plus 2x plus x, then plus 2, and the result is 154. Right? So this will become 2x square plus 2x plus x 3x, and you transfer 154 this side, it becomes minus 152. See, it becomes minus 152. See, this was 154. When you transfer it this side, it becomes minus 154. So it will give you minus 152. And here you have got 3x, and x square plus x square will give me 2x square. So this is a quadratic equation that I have got. Now you have to solve this quadratic equation. Now remember, choice is yours whether you want to solve it by splitting the middle term, or you want to simply solve it by formula. You can solve it by the formula that is also known as the Sridhar formula, or you can solve it by squaring. So it's up to you by which way you want to solve it. Now if I go for splitting the middle term, so see 2 into minus 152, so we can say that the product required is negative. You are multiplying these two numbers and the product is coming 304 and the product is coming negative. See, multiplying these two, product is coming negative. If product is coming negative, so we say we require the difference of two terms and this middle term is 3. See, if product was positive, then I could have written sum. But if the product is negative, I am going to write it difference. The difference required is 3. Now remember, there are other methods of solving this quadratic equation, so you can solve by any of the method you want to solve it. Right? Okay, so let's see how we will solve it. This is product, this is difference. Now we require two numbers which on multiplication should give 304, but their difference should be 3. So let us try to find those two numbers. Okay. First, I will go for the prime factorization method of this product. So let's see what we will get. So from here, I get the idea that I take one number as 2 to the 4, 2 to the 16, and the other number I take 19. So I've got the two numbers 19 and 16. Now 19 and 16, their product will surely come 304, and 19 and 16, their difference will be 3. So I have got the two numbers. So I'm going to replace this middle number 3. See, 2x squared plus, now in place of 3, I can put 19 minus 16, and then I will split the middle term. See, it's minus 152 is equal to 0. See, hope I think so that you must be knowing this method of splitting the middle term. If not, then you can see my code AMSIRUP and you can join my special free classes on Unacademy. You can attend my special free classes using this code, and there I will explain you if you don't know this method. Okay, so let's open the bracket. Let's see what will be the result. 19x minus 16x minus 152 is equal to 0. Now here you can say x is common. So okay, I will take x common. So I'm left with 2x plus 19. Okay. So what can be common here? So you will say you can take 8 common here. See, in between these two you can take 8 common. So if you take 8 common, you are left with 2x, and as you are taking the negative sign common, so you will say sign within the bracket will change. Now from these two you can see 2x plus 19 can be taken common. So you are left with x minus 8 is equal to 0. Okay, so we have got the two factors. Now as I've got the two factors, I'm going to apply the zero product rule. So what is zero product rule? Zero product rule says you will be equating these two factors with 0. Okay, so let's equate them with 0. 2x is equal to minus 19. So that will give you value for x as minus 19 upon 2. Okay, so we see we are getting one value for x as a negative 1. Now as you can see, this is a fraction, so this cannot be an integer. So we are going to leave out this value. Moving on to the next one. So from there we are getting value for x as 8. Now you can see that this value is an integer value, right? This x is equal to 8 is the integer value, and this fractional value you cannot call it as an integer. So it's clear we cannot select this value. So we will take this value. Now we have got value for x. Now what some of the students do, they leave their answer at this position. They think that they have framed the equation, they have solved the equation, they have got the value of x and they think this is my answer. No. See what the question says. Find the integers. What does this mean? There were three integers. You have to find all the three integers. That will be your answer. Remember this. Students think they have formed the equation, they have got the value of x and that is the answer. No. Question is find the integers. And we have supposed you can see here three integers. So in the answer I have to write all these three integers using the value of x as 8. I can say my answer will be, okay, substituting value of x over here 8. So the first integer is 8. Second one is x plus 1, that is 8 plus 1, 9. And then 8 plus 2. Third one is 8 plus 2, that is 10. So in the answer you can say the three integers are 8, 9 and 10. So this should be my correct answer. 8, 9 and 10. Hope this is clear to you, and please, if you don't know this method of factorization, just remember this code, use this code, join my free classes on Unacademy, and I will explain you there how to use this method. Okay, now moving on to the next question. So let's see what we have in the next question. Okay, it's again a problem based on quadratic equation. It's a question that is based on problems on a quadratic equation. Okay, now let's try this one. What this question says that a train traveling at a uniform speed. Now they say that the train is traveling at a uniform speed, but that uniform speed is not mentioned over here. What we will do, we will consider the speed of train. That is the initial speed you can say, or you can say the original speed. So we will consider the original speed, or you can also call it as the initial speed. The initial speed or the original speed we have considered as x, kilometer per hour. As you can see, they are saying a train is traveling at a uniform speed, but they are not giving you any speed. So you will consider this speed as the original speed. And with this speed, it is covering a distance of 360 kilometers. So I can write what distance it is covering. So the distance that it is covering is 360 kilometers. That is the distance it is covering. Now see, the speed you have considered as x and distance they have given as 360. So what I can do, I can calculate the time it will take with the original speed. Right? I can calculate the time it takes with the original speed. So the time is distance upon speed. So you can say 360 upon x and the time will be in hour. So you can say with the original speed x, distance covered 360, the train takes 360 by x hours. Okay, now moving on to the second case, what they say. They say it would have taken 48 minutes less to travel the same distance. Now again the train is traveling the same distance, that means 360, but this time its speed was 5 kilometers per hour more. See what they have done, they have increased the speed. They have increased the speed. So let us take the increased speed. Now train is moving with increased speed. So what will be the increased speed? The initial speed was x and the question says that they have increased the speed by 5. So it will be x plus 5. Right? Now the increased speed is x plus 5. Question says it is traveling the same distance. So the distance traveled is same. No change in distance. Distance traveled is same, 360. No change in it. So again, you have got the speed, you have got the distance, so you can calculate the time taken. So let's calculate the time taken. Now the train is taking time of 360 upon x plus 5 hours. See, we have two different conditions here given. The first condition says that it is traveling with a uniform speed and the speed is not given to us. So I've considered the speed as x. Distance was given to me as 360. So I've got the time taken 360 upon x, that is distance upon speed. In case 2, they are saying that they are increasing the speed by 5. So that means the new speed, that is the increased speed, will be x plus 5. But they say it covers the same distance. They are saying that it is covering the same distance. So the distance is the same 360. So we can find the time taken. How? Distance upon speed. Okay. So it's 360 upon x plus 5. This is the time taken in the second case. But they say that the time taken in second case is 48 minutes less than the original time. Now this time is 48 minutes less than the original one. This was the time taken with the original speed. This is the time taken with the increased speed. So what we can do, I can mark this time as T1, time in case 1, and I can mark this time as T2, the time taken in the second case. Now according to the question, second case is taking 48 minutes less. So that means these two have a time lagging of 48 minutes. T1 and T2, they have a time lagging of 48 minutes. So I can represent it like this. T1 minus T2 is equal to 48 minutes, and I will convert it into hours. Now why will I convert into hours? Because T1 is in hour, T2 is in hour, so their time difference should be in hours only. And the time difference you can see was given 48 minutes. See, in the second case, whether the train takes more time or the less time, that is the time difference between them. So here they say that the train is taking 48 minutes less in second case. So the time difference is of 48 minutes, but T2 is smaller because in case 2 it is taking less time. So I will write it like this: T1 minus T2 is equal to, and see the time difference was in minutes, I have to convert it into hours. Why? Because T1 and T2 both are in R's. Okay, so let's solve it. In place of T1, I can put 360 upon x, and in place of T2, I can put 360 upon x plus 5. Right, T1 this is T2, and the result is 48 upon 60. So you can see this 48 upon 60 can be reduced by 12. So 12 fours are 12 fives are. So I can say now this difference is equal to 4 upon 5. Now I will solve this equation to get value of x. Now how will I solve it? Okay, simply you will take the LCM. So here I can start with the LCM. That LCM will be x into x plus 5. Right? This x and x will reduce, so you will say 360 multiplied by x plus 5 minus x plus 5 reduce, so you can write 360 into x, and on the right side it is 4 upon 5. Hope this much is clear to you now. Okay, now what we will do, okay, see now what can I do here. One thing that I can do is I can take 360 common and reduce it with 4 on the right side. Now that will make my calculation easy. So it's up to you. Some of you may say that we will open the bracket and start solving it. Okay, they can do so. But what I think so, that if I take 360 common, maybe my calculation becomes a little bit easy. So I will take 360 common here. Okay, now if I take 360 common, so what I am left with, x plus 5 from here, x plus 5 from here, and I have taken 360 common here, so minus x from the second term. So as you can see, I think this calculation will become a little bit easy. Now, let's see how will it become easy. Okay, wait. How will it become easy? That I will show you. Okay, this was 4 upon 5, right, on the right side. Now you see, first of all, what I can do to make my calculation easy, as I've taken common, I will tell you the steps. You can cancel out this plus x and minus x, first of all, within the bracket. Secondly, if you cross multiply this 4 this side, so this 4 will reduce 360. So I'm directly reducing it here only. 4 will reduce it and make it 90. See, if you cross multiply, it will come over here and then it will reduce it. So what I'm doing, I'm straight away reducing it on the. Now let's see what will I get. Now I can do the calculation. Maybe the calculation becomes easy. Now here I am left with 1. Now I cross multiply first of all. So this 90 into 5. Now 90 into 5 will give me 450, and then within the bracket I have got 5 only. And on the right side it's 1. I will make it cross multiply here. So x into x plus 5. Okay, so let's see what I will get over here. 0, 5, 5, 25. Carry over 2, 5 4s are 20, and 2, 22. And on the right side I am getting x square plus 5x. So if I arrange this, you can see I'm getting a quadratic equation like this. I'm getting a quadratic equation. I will transfer it this side. 2250 and is equal to 0. So this is the quadratic equation that I'm getting. See? Now, finally, we come to the last calculation, that is, we have to now factorize this equation to get value for x. X square plus 5x minus 2250 is equal to 0. Now, we are going to use again the factorization method to solve this quadratic equation. Now for that, what I'm going to do, I will try to split this term. Now how can it be done? Again, we will go to the method that I explained you earlier, that first you will find the product and you can say that the product coming is negative. Okay, product coming is negative 2250 negative. Okay, if the product is negative, we say we need the difference, the middle term 5. We need the difference, that is the middle term. See, if you get the product positive, then you will write sum, again the middle term. If you get the product negative, again you will write the middle term, but this time it will be difference because product is negative. Now how we will find out those two numbers? What we will do, we will make prime factors of this product. So let's make the prime factors of this product. 2250. Let's make the prime factors. 2 ones are 2 ones are 2 twos are 4, 2 fives are. Now with 3 I can go. 3 threes are 9, carry over 2, 3 sevens are 21, 3 fives are 25. Again I can go with 3, 3 ones are, 3 twos are, 3 fives are. Now I can go with 5, that makes it 25. Now again I can go with 5 and finally with 5. Now we will try to make the pair from here. Just try to make the pair, but in such a way that difference should come 5. Difference should come 5. Okay, so here I am getting this pair. See, okay, I have got to this. Okay. So the one pair that I can make is 5, 5 and 2. 5, 5 and 2, that makes it 50, right? So I've got one number as 50. The next remaining is 3, 3s are 9, 9 5s are 45. So see, I've got the two pairs. I've got the two numbers as a pair, 50 and 45. Now it's confirmed as these are from the prime factors. This grouping has been done from the prime factors. So be sure that the product will be 2250. No need to check it. And you can see the difference of these two is 5. So I've got the two numbers. So let's put those two numbers over here. So I will replace this middle number 5. It will be replaced with 50 minus 45 minus 2250, right? This is 2250. I'm getting the proper place here. We will try to write it somehow. This is 2250. Okay. Now if you open the bracket, you are getting x squared plus 50x minus 45x minus 2250. Okay, if you take x common here, you get x plus 50. Now here you can take minus 45 common, so you get x plus 50. Right? Now you take common, so x plus 50 is common, so I'm left with x minus 45. I'm left with x minus 45. Now you can say we are going to equate these two one by one with 0. Now when I'm equating the first one, I'm getting value for x as 50. Okay, x is equal to minus 50. I'm equating the second one, I'm getting x is equal to 45. Now you can say we can't take the negative speed, so we will leave out this and we will take the positive one. So x is equal to 45 and x was considered as the original speed. See, so the question says find the original speed of the train. So you can say the original speed of the train is 45. This is the original speed of the train. So my answer will be this A part. Original speed of the train is 45 kilometer. Hope this is clear to you how we have done this. Right? Okay, so let's move on to the next question that we have. Okay, now the next question is this one. If k, 2k minus 1 and 2k plus 1 are three consecutive terms of an AP, find the value of k. See, these are the three consecutive terms of an AP. So what we can do, I can mark this as A1, the first term. This I can mark as the second term A2, and this I can mark the third term A3. So I have got the three consecutive terms of an AP. Now what will be the relation between these three consecutive terms? Do you know? Does anybody of you know what will be the relation between these three consecutive terms of an AP? Does anybody know? You can comment in the chat box if anybody of you knows what will be the relation between the three terms of an AP. For that, I will tell you, if you have got three terms, consecutive terms, not the three terms, they should be the three consecutive terms. If we have three consecutive terms in AP, so I am going to tell you what will be the relation between these three terms. Okay, so this will be the relation between these three terms. What? A2 minus A1 will be equal to A3 minus A2. Okay, this will be the relation between the three consecutive terms in AP. Just remember this relation. And this difference is also known as common difference. I think you must be knowing the difference between any term of an AP reduced by its preceding term is called the common difference. Okay, so let's substitute the values over here. A2, so you can say A2 is 2k minus 1, then minus A1, A1 is k. Now on the right side we have A3 minus A2. A3 is 2k plus 1 minus A2. A2 is 2k minus 1. See, first I have written the relation between the three consecutive terms in AP. So this is the relation between the three consecutive terms in AP. So this is the relation. And in this relation, I have substituted these values, which I have marked as A1, A2 and A3, the three consecutive terms of an AP. Okay, now let us solve this equation. So it's 2k minus 1 minus k. On the right side, it is 2k plus 1. And if I open this bracket, this is minus 2k plus 1. Now you can see over here, I will cancel this minus 2k plus 2k here. This cancels out. Okay, so let's see what we are left with. On the left side, it is 2k minus k. That will give me k minus 1. And on the right side, it is 1 plus 1. That is 2. So solving it, I will get value of k as 3. So my answer should be B part. Now remember this, if three terms given to you are in AP, then this should be the relation between them. You must remember this. Okay. Hope this is clear to you now. Okay. Now moving on to the next question. Now this question says, which term of the AP, this is an AP given to you, the first three terms of the AP are given to you. You see, A1, A2 and A3. These are the first three terms of an AP given to you, and now they are asking which term of this AP is this. Okay, just read the question and try to understand it. Okay, what they have given and what they are asking for. They are saying which term of the AP. So they have given you an AP. So we are naming the three terms of the AP as A1, A2, A3. I have named the three terms of the AP as A1, A2, A3. And now they are asking which term is 181. So what I can say, now this term, they are asking this term. So what I can say, if this term is not known to me, that which term is this, I can consider it as the nth term. I can consider this term as the nth term. Okay, now what you should do, whenever an AP is known to you, your first step will be to write the first term which is represented by A. So we can say A is 5. What should be your next term? Your next step should be, you should find D. That is the common difference. How do we find the common difference? It is A2 minus A1. Common difference is A2 minus A1. So let's see what will be the common difference. 13 minus 5. So the common difference will be 8. Common difference is 8. So remember, whenever an AP is given to you, your first step is to write down the A, that is the first term, write down the common difference. Okay, now the question says that which term is 181. Now I have considered 181 as the nth term. I have considered 181 as the nth term. Okay, if this is the nth term, then I should write the formula for the nth term. Formula for nth term is A plus n minus 1 into D. This is the formula for the nth term. A plus n minus 1 into D. Now in this formula, I am going to substitute these values. 181 has been considered as the nth term, so I'm going to write it as 181. A means the first term, that is 5. Now I need n. Okay. D over here is 8. Okay, now let's solve this equation. So first of all, from 181 you subtract 5, and on the right side it is 8 times n minus 1. So from 181 you subtract 5 and you get 176. On the right side it is 8n minus 8. So this minus 8 will be added to it. This is 8n. So 8n is equal to 184. So what will be n? 184 upon 8. And when I divide it by 8, this will give you 8 to the 16, carry over 2, and 8 3s are 24. So value of n is 23. So my answer will be C bar. To just see how we did this question. In this question, an AP was given to us. The first three terms of an AP, A1, A2, A3. And they have asked for a term 181. And they are asking which term is this. So altogether you can say they are asking the position, that is the nth position of this term. So we have considered this term as an. Now whenever an AP is given to you, your first step is to find A. So A is very easy, it is the first term, that is A. Okay. Then you need to find the common difference. And how do we find the common difference? Simple formula, A2 minus A1. I told you in the previous one question also, A2 minus A1. So from 13 I am subtracting 5 and I am getting common difference as 8. Now, as I have considered 181 as the nth term, so its formula will be this way. An is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. Now in this formula, I will be substituting the values. So An replaced by 181, A replaced by 5, D replaced with 8. And when I solve this equation, I am getting value for n as 23. So this will be my answer. Hope this is clear to you now. Okay, now let's move to the next question. Okay, in the next question again, you can see it's just very much similar to the previous one. They are saying find the 10th term of the AP and they have given you first three terms. So you can say A1 is given to us, A2 is given to us, A3 is given to us. The first three terms are given to you and they are asking for the 10th term. So you can say value of n is also given. Okay, whenever an AP is given to you, what is your first step? Your first step is to write A. What is A? We say the first term of the AP, that is called A. So A is minus 0.1. Our next step is to find the common difference. How do we find the common difference? So formula is A2 minus A1. This is the formula, okay? A2 minus A1. A2 is minus 0.2. From that you have to subtract minus 0.1. So the result will be minus 0.2 and this will become minus minus plus 0.1. So when you subtract it, you are getting minus 0.1. This is the common difference. Just see the steps of working so that it's clear to you how can you solve it. See the three consecutive terms of an AP given to me. My first step will be to find A. So the first term will be known as A. My next step will be to find the common difference. And the formula for the common difference, if the consecutive terms are given to you, just simply take A2 minus A1. So this is A2 minus 0.2. From it you have to subtract minus 0.1. So see, when I'm subtracting negative 0.1, it will become positive on opening the bracket. So minus 0.2 plus 0.1 will give me minus 0.1. So this is the common difference I've got. So A and the common difference is known to me. Now I have to find the 10th term. Now whichever term you need to find, you need to write the term formula, and the term formula is An is equal to A plus n minus 1 into B. Now in this formula, let us substitute the values. Now n will be replaced by 10 because the question says find the 10th term. So A10. A means first term, that is negative of 0.1. Then in the bracket n minus 1, so it is 10 minus 1, and then multiplied by common difference, that is again negative 0.1. So here this will be minus 0.1 plus, within the bracket I will get 9, 10 minus 1, 9, multiplied by minus 0.1. Now when I open the bracket, it is minus 0.1, and when you multiply these two, it will become minus 0.9. Now minus 0.1 and minus 0.9 will make it minus 1. So we have got the answer as minus 1 here. So there is no answer for this, so I think this is written wrong. It should be minus 1. These are the wrong answers written. Yeah, it should be minus 1. So all these are the wrong ones. Sorry. All these are the wrong ones. So your answer should be none of these. None of these. It should be none of these. This is the wrong answer. So my answer, just note down this answer. This answer should be minus 1. Hope this is clear to you now. See, an AP was given. So my first step will be to write A, that is the first term. Then I need to find the common difference. Okay, now I need to find the 10th term. So first of all, I will write the nth term formula, and in that nth term formula, I will substitute n as 10. A, I know. D, that also I know. I have substituted all the values, so my answer will be minus 1. Okay, now one more series given to us, and the question says find the sum of this series. We have to find the sum of this series. Okay, let's see how can I find the sum. Now as you can see, this is the first term A1, I can mark it, this is A2, this is A3, and if you see, this is a finite series. This is a finite series which is ending, so this will be considered as the last term. First term, second term, third term, and it's a finite series, so I can say this is the last term. Or you can call it as nth term also. You can call it last term or you can call it nth term. It's up to you. Now I told you whenever a series is given to us, what should be our first step? Our first step will be to write A. That is the first term of the series. It's 34. What should be my next step? My next step should be to write D. Formula for D is A2 minus A1. So let's write it. A2 minus A1. So A2 is 32, and from it I will subtract 34. Okay. So 32 minus 34 will give me minus 2. See. So whenever a series is given to me, an arithmetic, so what arithmetic progression, so what I will do, I can write the first term as A, I can write the common difference indicated by D, so that is A2 minus A1 minus 2. Now I have to sum the series. Now if I have to sum the series, then I must know how many terms are there in the series. Then only I can add the series. So let me find how many terms are there in the series. Now, as you can see, the last term is known to me. So I will write the formula for the last term. Formula for the last term is same as the formula for the nth term. Formula for the last term is the same as the formula for the nth term. Formula for the last term is same as the formula for the nth term. So I've written the formula. Now L means the last term, that is 2. What is A? A is 34. A is 34 plus n minus 1. And what is D? D is minus 2. This is 2. This will become minus 34 is equal to, now here I will open the bracket with minus 2. So I will get minus 2n and plus 2. So this will give me minus 32 is equal to minus 2n plus 2. So 2n is equal to 32 plus 2. So 2n is equal to 34. So n is equal to 34 upon 2. That is n is equal to 17. So value for n I have got 17. See. So what I have got the number of terms. Now remember, without this number of terms, you cannot sum the series, because if you have to sum the series, you must know how many terms are there in the series. Then only you can add it. Okay. So let's apply the formula. Now we have to apply the formula for the sum of the series. Now as you know, there are two formulas for the sum of the series. Let me tell you those two formulas, and you can use any of these two formulas. The first formula for adding the n terms. See, this is the formula for adding n terms. That's why I told you, you must know n, that is the number of terms. This is one of the formula. Right? And we have one more formula, n by 2 within bracket a plus l. So you can apply any of these two formulas because you know all the variables here. You know A, you know D, you know N, you know L, everything. So you can apply it. So I'm going to apply this one, which is a short formula, right? So what is N? N is 17. N by 2. So I can write 17 by 2. Then A plus L. A means first term, which is 34. L means the last term, which is 2. So I'm getting 17 upon 2 into 34 plus 2 will give me 36. I can reduce 36 by 2, so I'm going to get 17 into 18. So first of all, 17 into 17 will give me 289, and then I'm going to add 17 to it. So 9 and 7 will give me 16, 8, 1, 10, carry 1. Okay, so 17 into 18 will give me 306. So my answer will be this 306. A part. See, again, this was an AP given to you, and as you can see, this is a finite AP. First term, last term, and you can get the common difference. Now last term is known, so I'm going to use the last term formula, and that will give me n is equal to 17, because I must know the number of terms before adding the series. And now I have applied it in the formula, and I'm getting it as 306 the total. Hope this is clear to you now. Okay, now let's move to the next one. The next question says the midpoint. The midpoint of the line joining. Now line is joining these 2 points, 1 and 2. So that means these two are the end points. These two are the end points. And this is the midpoint. See, the question says the midpoint of the line joining these two. So the line is joining these 2 points. So what you can say that these 2 points are the end points of the line. So what I can do is, you must be knowing this, you will draw a straight line. On this straight line, these two will be the end points. So what I can do, I can mark one point as A, 2, P. Second, I can mark B as Q, 4. And the mid of these two, let it be marked as M, 3, 5. Now, as it is the question which is based on the midpoint, so we are going to apply the midpoint formula. Now, how do we apply the midpoint formula? See, what you will do, you will mark one end as x1, y1. The other end you will mark as x2, y2. And this midpoint will be marked as xy. Okay, now let us write the formula. Now this is the midpoint M with the two coordinates x and y. So first we are going to write the x coordinate formula for M. Now the x coordinate formula for M is like this: x1 plus x2 upon 2. This is the formula. Now on the left side, what mx is indicating? Mx is indicating the x coordinate of the midpoint. See, x is indicating the x coordinate of point M. So see, x coordinate of M, that is 3. So here you will be substituting 3. Now on the right side, it's x1 plus x2. So x1 is 2 plus x2. x2 is q upon 2. 2 3s are 6. 2 plus q. So this will make it 4. Q is equal to 4. So we have got value for Q as 4. Now we need to find the value for P also. Yes. Now the second formula, that is formula for the y coordinate. Formula for y coordinate is like this. This is the formula for y coordinate. y1 plus y2 upon 2. This is the formula for y coordinate. Now what we will do in this one, see. Now my, what is my? So you will say my means y coordinate of midpoint m. Once again, this is y coordinate of midpoint m. So you will go up here. This is y coordinate of midpoint m. Y coordinate, that is 5. So 5 is equal to y1 plus y2 upon 2. So y1 is p, y2 is 4. So this makes it 10 p plus 4. So this will make it 6. So p is equal to 6. So see here, p is equal to 6, q is equal to 4. Question says find p and q. So p is 6, q is 4. So this will be the answer. So this is clear to you now, how to find it? Okay. Now let's move on to the next question. The next question says calculate the coordinates of the point P which divides the line segment joining A and B in the ratio 1:2. Okay. This is the line segment AB, and this line segment AB is divided in the ratio 1:2 by the point P. So what will be our first step? See, you will draw a line segment like this. A one end -1, 3, B at the other end 5, 9, right? And then there is a point P here, point P. This point P is dividing this line segment in two parts, and the ratio of the two parts is 1:2. And the question says you have to find the coordinates of this point P. Select the coordinates P, x, y. Just go through the question and see, is the diagram clear to you? Calculate the coordinates of the point P. So this is point P and I need to calculate the coordinates of this point P. This point P is dividing the line segment joining A and B. So see, this is the line segment which is joining A and B. So A and B becomes the end points, P is the midpoint, and the ratio is 1:2. Now whenever you find a point dividing a line segment in a ratio, that means you have to apply the section formula. Okay, so how we will apply the section formula? Let me explain it to you. One end will be considered as x1, y1. The other end will be considered as x2, y2. This ratio will be considered as m1:m2. Now, you need to find the x coordinate and the y coordinate. So let us write the formula first of all for x coordinate. So we will write it like this: Ex, that is the x coordinate. So formula is like this: m1x2 plus m2x1 upon m1 plus m2. This is the formula. Now in this formula, let us substitute the values. After substituting the values for m1, m2, x1, x2, I will get the x coordinate of the point P. Okay, let's put the values. m1 into x2. So m1 is 1 multiplied by x2. x2 is 5 plus m2. m2 is 2 into x1. x1 is -1 upon m1 plus m2, that is 1 plus 2. So see, this was the formula for calculating the x coordinate. So in this formula, I have substituted value for m1, m2, x1, x2. So let's see what will be the result. It's 5. This makes it minus 2 upon 3. So 5 minus 2. Okay, just a minute. So this is okay. So let's see what will be the result. So the result will be 5 minus 2, that will make it 3 upon 3. So the result will be 1. So I've got the x coordinate as 1. Hope this much is clear to you. The x coordinate I've got as 1. Now going for the y coordinate. Formula for y coordinate. This is m1 y2 plus m2 y1 upon m1 plus m2. This is the formula. Okay, in this formula, let me substitute the values. m1 into y2. So m1 is 1, y2 is 9 plus m2 y1. So m2 is 2 into y1. So you can see y1 is 3 upon m1 plus m2. So this y coordinate will give me 9 plus 6 upon 3, that is 15 upon 3, that will make it 5. So x coordinate I have got 1, y coordinate I have got 5. So finally I can write the answer that P is 1, 5. So the question says you have to find the coordinates of point P. So you can say coordinates of point P 1, 5. So see this one. Coordinates of P 1, 5. So this will be your answer. So here, whenever you get a point dividing a line segment in a certain ratio, dividing it in a certain ratio, then you remember you have to apply the section formula. There you need to apply the section formula. So here I have applied the section formula. Hope this is clear to you. Moving on to the next question. A spherical shell. Okay. A spherical shell whose external and internal diameters are given. Okay, now first of all, what I can do is, as I see in the question, it says that the diameters are given. This is external, I will represent it with capital D. This is internal, I am going to represent it with small d. So see, if capital D is known to me as 24 centimeter, so I can take half of it and get the capital R. So it will be 12 centimeter. Hope this is clear. Now this is internal diameter. So I represent it with small d, and if I take half of it, I will get 9 centimeter. So I've got capital D with small r, capital R, small d with that small r. Hope this much is clear to you all. Now the question says it is melted and recasted into a right circular cylinder of height 37 centimeter. Now see what the question says. This question is like this if I will explain you through the diagram. A spherical shell, okay, I'm taking a spherical shell like this. This is internal radius, this is external radius, right? Now this shell is converted, it is melted and converted into a cylinder like this. It is converted into a cylinder. And the question says the height of the cylinder is 37. And the question says we have to find its radius. Now remember one thing. When a solid of one solid is converted into another solid, that is the conversion of solid from one shape to the other shape. In that cases, volume is equal. So we can say whatever is the volume of material in this shell, right? Whatever is the volume of material in this shell, that will be equal to volume of material in this cylinder. See, what we are doing, we are melting and recasting it into the another shape. So volume will remain same, volume will not change. So volume in this shell, now what's the formula for volume? So volume of material. It's a hollow one, so you can say volume of material. You cannot say volume of a shell. Not the volume of shell, but you will say the volume of material in a shell. In a shell. What's the formula? Formula is 4 by 3 pi r cube minus r cube. This is the formula, right? Next, we have a cylinder. So volume, now it's a solid cylinder, so you can say volume of cylinder. For a solid, you can straight away say the volume of whatever is the shape. But for a hollow, you cannot say. You will have to always say volume of material. Now the volume of cylinder, it's pi r square h. Now remember, in volume conversion from one shape to the other shape, that is in the volume conversion, volume will remain the same. So we can equate these two. So before substituting the values, you equate them. Why? Because that makes our calculation a little bit easy. How? That I will show you here. How it makes the calculation easy. See, how will it make our calculation easy? Straight away you can say on the left side and on the right side you can cancel pi. Cancel this pi. Okay, now let's substitute the values. Whatever can be cancelled, we have cancelled, and now we are substituting the values. So it's 4 by 3. Within the bracket we have cube of 12. We have cube of 9. And on the right side, the radius is to be calculated. Height is 37. So this much is clear. And now we are going to solve this equation. Now let's see how we are going to solve this equation. First of all, I need cube of 12 here. Okay, before that, let's make our calculation a little bit more easy. See, how can it be done? You can take like 3 cube common from here and 3 cube common from here. I think you're getting my point. See, if you forget about these cubes, this, so 12 and 9. So from 12 and 9, what can be taken common? So you will say from 12 and 9, 3 can be taken common, but there is a cube also. So you will say 3 cube will be taken common. See, this will make our calculation a little bit easy. So we will take 3 cube common. Okay, so what are we left with? See, 3 I have taken common, so I am left with 4, but with the cube sign. So 4 cube. This is 3 I have taken common, so I am left with 3, but with 3 cube. See, my calculation becoming a little bit easy for me now. See, it's up to you. If you find this way easy, you can do this way. Otherwise, you could have taken cube of 12. First of all, in the rough, you find the cube of 12, then you find the cube of 9, subtract them and solve it. That's all. So it's up to you. Whichever way you find it easy, you solve it. Now this cube, 3 cube reduced by 3 will give me 4 into 9. Now within the bracket, 4 cube will make it 64 and 3 cube will make it 27. Now on the right side, I have got r square into 37. So this is 36 into, now within the bracket from 64 you subtract 27, so you will get 37. Now you can see I can reduce this 37 both the sides, right? I can reduce 37 both the sides. So I am left with r square is equal to 36. So r is equal to 6. So that means the radius of the cylinder will be 6 centimeter, right? So they have asked this. The answer will be D part, 6 centimeter. So remember, your calculation always becomes easy if you take common. If you take common, your calculation will always become easy. So that's what I have done over here. You could have done the other way. You could have taken cube of 12, then you could have taken cube of 9 and subtracted them. But again, I am telling you, your calculation will always become easy once you take common. So I have taken common here and my calculation becomes easy and I can easily solve it to get the result. Okay, now moving on to the next question. A solid cylinder of radius 7 and height 14 is melted and recast into solid, this should be solid spheres, not sphere but solid spheres, make it spheres, each of radius 3.5 centimeter. Find the number of spheres formed. Okay, now again I will explain you with the help of diagram. With the help of diagram, it will be very easy for you to understand. See, question says a solid cylinder. Okay, so let me draw a rough sketch of a solid cylinder like this. This is a solid cylinder I have drawn, right? Now the question says that this solid cylinder is melted and recast into solid spheres. Now keep this in mind, solid spheres. That means not a single sphere, but many spheres are being formed and each of same size. So what I can do, now there are many spheres being formed and I don't know how many spheres. So what I will do, but each sphere is of same size. So I will draw a one sphere like this, one sphere. Now as the question says many spheres, so I can consider it as into n, that the number of spheres formed are n. Let's try to understand this. A cylinder, so I've drawn a cylinder, is melted and recast into solid spheres, each of radius 3.5. That means each sphere is of same size. So on the right side, I don't know how many spheres are being formed, but the question says that each sphere is of same radius. So what I will do in the diagram, I am showing you one sphere, and then I am considering there are n spheres being formed, so let it be into n. Now I can say volume of this solid cylinder is equal to volume of n spheres. Okay, so let us do that. I will write volume of a sphere for one sphere first of all. So volume of a sphere is one sphere 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, let me write the dimensions here also to make it a little bit easy for us to understand. For the cylinder, they are saying radius is 7. So I am representing the radius of cylinder with capital R. Height 14. So height h 14. And for a sphere, they are saying that the radius is 3.5. Now look at this step I am doing. It is 3.5. So instead of using it in the decimal, I am going to use it in fraction. So 3.5 can be written as 7 upon 2. Now how? Let me explain you this also. How it is 7 upon 2. Okay, see. This is 3.5. So you can remove the decimal and write it as 35 upon 10. And then you reduce it by 5. So 5 7 to 35, 5 2 the 10. So 7 upon 2. So this is the radius. Okay, so that I will substitute later. Remember, substitute these values, but when you have equated their volume. Now this is the volume of a sphere. Now how many spheres are there? N. So you will say volume of n spheres. Volume of one sphere multiplied by n. This is volume of n spheres. So this I have got volume of n spheres. See. Hope this much is clear to you. Volume of n spheres. Now what can I do? Now I need volume of cylinder also. Volume of a cylinder. So volume of cylinder is pi r square h, that is the volume of a cylinder, right? Now I will equate them. What I have to equate? I have to equate volume of cylinder with volume of n spheres. So that means I am going to equate these two. I am not going to equate volume of cylinder with the volume of a sphere. No, I will be equating volume of cylinder with volume of n spheres. So let us do that. Volume of n spheres, that is 4 upon 3 pi r cube into n. Now on the right side, volume of a cylinder, so it's pi r square h. I've equated them. Now I've told you, before substitution of the values, let's see what can be cancelled out. So this pi can be cancelled out, so cancel it out. Now you substitute the values. So on the left side, it is 4 upon 3 into, now this is the radius of a sphere, that is 7 by 2. 7 by 2 into 7 by 2 into 7 by 2 into n. Now on the right side, it is r square h. R capital R is 7 into 7, h is 14. Okay, now let's see how can it be solved. You need to find n, so then simply cross multiply it. Okay. So n is equal to, now see, I have to find n. 7774 will go in the denominator place. 7 into 7 into 7 into 4. Now see, 7 into 7 into 7 into 4 goes in the denominator place. This 3 into 2 into 2 into 2 goes in the numerator place. 3 into 2 into 2 into 2 goes in the numerator place, right? We have done the cross multiplication to find this n. Now let us see what's being reduced over here. 7, okay, 7, okay, then 7 twos are 14, okay, this 2 into 2 makes it 4, this also cancels out. So you are left with 2 threes are 6, 6 twos are 12. So altogether, how many spheres will be formed? So value for n is coming 12. So you can say 12 spheres will be formed. So my answer will be the A part. See, 12 spheres will be formed. Is this clear? See, so here a cylinder was made and recast into n spheres. They are saying it is cast into solid spheres, and each of the sphere is of radius 3.5. That means size of each sphere is same. So we are going to make the diagram like this. This is the cylinder. It is melted and formed into a sphere multiplied by n, because n spheres are being formed. So what we need to do, if we find the volume of a sphere, then we will find volume of n spheres by multiplying it by n. Then the volume of cylinder. Now we need to equate these two. So I've shown you by equating and working out, I'm getting n is equal to 12. That is the number of spheres. Let's see another question. The other question says 3 coins are tossed. Find the probability of getting all the heads. These are the 4 options given to you. The question says 3 coins are tossed. You have to find the probability of getting all heads. Probability of getting all heads. Now, first of all, let me explain it to you. Okay, now so I have to make a change. Not all heads. Cancel it out. I am making a change here. Not all head. At least 2 heads. I am making a change. At least 2 heads. Just make a change here. At least 2 heads. Okay, now first of all, this is the question based on the probability. In the probability, let me explain you. First of all, you need to find the sample space and the number of favorable outcomes. Now, what will be the sample space when 3 coins are tossed? Let me explain you this. When 3 coins are tossed, what will be the sample space? This you must know. Let me explain it to you. In the sample space, we have 8 outcomes. We have 8 outcomes. And what are those 8 outcomes? Let me explain to you. We may get head on all the coins like this. First you write this. Now, in these 3 positions, you replace tail one by one. So see, tail. See, I told you first you write all the heads. Then one by one in these 3 positions, you replace tail. In the first position, then in second, then in third. See, now in the second position, and now in the third position, right? Now Same we will do with the tail. I will get three tails on all the coins. Tail, tail, tail. Sorry, tail, tail, and tail. Just as I did for all the heads, all the tails. Now what I will say, you replace on these positions head, head, head one by one. Like this. Now, this is how you can get the sample space when three coins are tossed. Just learn it how to write it. The sample space when three coins are tossed. So when three coins are tossed, this is the way how we write the sample space. See, first I will write head on all the three coins. Then one by one, I will replace these heads with tail. See, first position, second position, third. Same I will do with the tails. I will write tail on the coins. Then one by one, I will replace head. So altogether, if you count, there will be 8 outcomes. So remember this. In case of three coins, outcome is always 8. Sample space is always 8. Now you have got how many elements are there in the sample space? So you can write the cardinal number of the sample space. See, the probability question needs only 2 steps. In the first step, you need to find NS, that is the number of elements in the sample space. Okay, now the event. Let the event be named as E. Now what is the event? First I will write the event. At least 2 heads. Now let us see what this statement means. At least 2 heads. Now at least 2 heads means those outcomes in which you will be finding at least 2 heads means 2 heads or more than 2 heads. Remember this at least, what is the meaning of this at least? At least means greater than or equal to. At least means greater than or equal to. So this means equal to means you have to choose all those outcomes in which there will be 2 heads. And then we have a greater than sign means you also have to choose those outcomes in which number of heads will be more than 2. See, at least 2 means either equal to 2 heads or greater than 2 heads. Means you have to choose those outcomes in which number of heads will be 2 or more than 2. So let's see. I will write the favorable outcome for the event. Now first of all, I will see those outcomes which have equal to 2 heads. So see, equal to 2 heads. Let me show you with some different color. Equal to 2 heads. See, this is having 2 heads. 1, 2. Now this one is also having 2 heads. 1, 2. This one is also having 2 heads equal to 2. So see, at least says equal to 2. So I have chosen all the ones with having 2 heads. Now there is a greater sign also. So greater sign means you have to also choose those in which number of heads are greater than 2, more than 2. So here you can see more than 2. Now you won't find any other outcome having 2 or more than 2 heads. If you come to this one, there is no head. If you come to this one, there is only one head. You come to this one, there is again only one head, one head. So we need to find only those which have either 2 or more than 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Hope this is clear to you now. So you can write now the favorable outcomes. Writing the elements satisfying E known as writing the favorable outcomes. So first we are going to write having 2 heads exactly, right? 2 HH like this. HTH, it is having two heads, HHT, and this one triple H. So this is called the sample space for the event. Now we will write the cardinal number of the event, that is of the sample space. Sorry, not the sample space, sorry. This is favorable outcomes, that is 4. We have got NS, we have got NE. Now that's the formula. You know the formula for probability? Formula for probability is NE upon NS. That's the formula. Now let's substitute the values in this formula. NE, that is 4, NS, that is 8. So if I reduce it, I am getting 1 upon 2. That is the probability of the event. So in the starting only, I told you, whenever you are doing the questions for the probability, remember you need to find these two. NS you need, and E you need. That's all. These two you need. Once these two are known to you, you can easily write the probability of any event asked. Hope this is clear to you now. Okay, let's move on to the next question then. It is also based on probability. They are saying a card is drawn from a pack of 52 cards. Now you are drawing cards from a pack of 52 cards. So this is my sample space. So straight away I can write NS. That is the cardinal number of the sample space 52. See, whenever you have got a collection of the things, the collection number is called the sample space. So here we have the collection of 52 cards. And from those 52 cards you have to choose a card. So that means this 52 is representing the sample space. So here the sample space is 52. So I've got the sample space as 52 NS. Now let us find what is E. Let's see event. First I will write the event, then I will go for favorable outcomes. So first let me write the E. E is neither a red card nor a black card. Neither red nor a black queen. Okay. Now what does this mean? Means you have to remove these cards, and then the remaining cards will be known as favorable outcome for the event E. See once again, what is event? Event is neither red nor a black. Neither nor means you have to remove these cards, and then whatever will be the remaining cards, those will be known as the favorable outcomes for E. So let's see which cards I have to remove, or how many cards I have to remove. Just see. Neither red. So altogether you must be knowing that there are 26 red cards. So I have to remove these 26 cards. That it's neither means these 26 cards cannot be the part of the event. Plus, nor a black queen, nor a black queen. Now there are two black queens, so I have to remove those also. So altogether I have to remove 28 cards, because these 28 cards cannot be the favorable outcome to this event. So let's see what will be the favorable outcome. So how many cards will be favorable? So I can write it to explain you number of favorable cards to the event. Number of favorable cards. Okay. Number of favorable cards to the event E. So there were total 52 cards. From that you have to subtract these two. So from 52 I will be subtracting 28. So I will be getting 24. So that means number of favorable cards to the event will be 24. And whatever is the number of favorable to the event, that is called NE. So NE is 24. And I told you to find the probability, you just need NS and you need NE. So I have got NS, I have got NE. So here I can find the probability. So probability of the event will be NS, sorry, probability of the event will be NE upon NS. So NE is 24, NS is 52. So you can reduce it by 4. So 4, 6, 24. You reduce it by 4, it will give you 13. So my answer will be 6 by 13. See this one, 6 by 13. Hope this is clear to you now. Whenever it comes, whenever it comes, neither nor means those cannot be the part of the event. So simply you remove them. So whatever will be the remaining, they will be the favorable outcomes to the event. That's all. Now moving on to the next question. The next question says, find the area of a triangle with the vertices. Now these are the vertices of the triangle given to you and they've asked you to find the area. So how do we use to find the area? Do you remember? Not, let me tell you. Our first step will be to mark the coordinates of the three vertices as x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. This will be my first step. Now, I will write the formula for the area. Formula for the area is half. Then it's x1 into y2 minus y3 plus x2 into y3 minus y1 plus x3 y1 minus y2. I hope you remember this formula. And remember one thing more, when you are using the formula, whatever the result you get, you will consider only the numerical value. From this formula, whatever the result comes, consider only numerical value. Means, suppose on using this formula, you are getting the result negative. So don't consider the negative. Suppose you are getting minus 10. So the formula says consider only the numerical value. So you are getting minus 10. So you will consider only 10. Leave out minus. Okay, let's apply this formula. Half. Now first of all x1 is 3. Then we have y2 minus y1. So y2 is 7, y3 is 4. So 7 minus 4 plus, then we have x2. x2 is 4. So from that I will be subtracting y3 minus y1. So y3 is 4 and y1 is 5, right? And then plus x3. x3 is minus 1 into y1 minus y2. So from 5 we will be subtracting 7. So 3, and here this will be 3. 4 into minus 1. This will make it minus 2, right, in the bracket, and with multiply with minus 1 it will become plus 2. So this will make it 9 minus 4 plus 2. So that makes it 11 minus 4. So that makes it 11 minus 4 is 7. So 7 by 2. So the area will be 7 by 2, and as unit is not given, so you can simply write unit square. So area will be 7 by 2. As you can see, there is no 7 by 2 here. So I can say my answer will be none of these. My answer will be none of these. This is clear now? Now this says a box contains some black balls and 30 white balls. Some black balls. So let us consider a box. In this box, black balls number is not known, so let it be x. White balls, let the number be 30. So how many total balls? Total balls x plus 30. Now I told you whatever is the total number in a container, that is the sample space. So you can say cardinal number of the sample space is x plus 30. Right? Okay. This is the cardinal number of sample space. Now this sample space is both for black as well as for white. Now we have to write the probability of drawing a black ball. Okay, if I ask you to write the probability of a black ball, so you will say number of black balls, that will be the favorable outcome. So number of black balls is x upon total number, that is the sample space, x plus 30. So this is the probability of black ball. Now I ask you to write the probability of white ball. So it will be cardinal number of white balls. So white ball cardinal number will be 30, as there are 30 balls, upon ns. Ns is x plus 30. So see, I have got probability of black as well as probability of white. Both probabilities I have got. Now the question says that black ball probability is 2/5 of the white ball. This is given in the question, that the probability of black is equal to 2/5 probability of white. This is given. So probability of black, x upon x plus 30, is equal to 2/5 probability of white, 30 upon x plus 30. Okay, so how can we solve it with ease? Denominator I can reduce both the sides, right? This 5 can be reduced as 6. 5 6 are, so x is equal to 6 2 are 12. So finally you can say x is equal to 6 2 are 12. So my answer will be 12 black. So how many number of black balls? So number of black balls was considered x. So x is equal to 12. Hope this much is clear to you. Okay, now there are the few questions which I am leaving you for you to solve. So you can try these questions. This one is based on the quadratic. This is based on